Imagine this. You're about to give a presentation. You've prepared for weeks. You know your stuff. Every detail, every slide, every point has been meticulously planned. You've practiced in front of the mirror, rehearsed in front of friends, and even recorded yourself to perfect your delivery. But as you step up to the podium, your heart races. Your palms sweat. The room feels like it's closing in on you, and suddenly, all that preparation seems to vanish. You can't shake the feeling that everyone's judging you, analyzing your every move. Their eyes seem to pierce through you, and you start to wonder if they can see the fear in your eyes. You stumble over your words, your mind flooded with doubts. The sentences you knew so well now feel foreign, and you struggle to find your footing. They can see how nervous I am, you think. Every stutter, every pause feels magnified, and you're convinced that everyone is noticing your every flaw. I'm going to completely bomb this. Sound familiar? The fear of failure looms large, and it feels like there's no escape. This is the curse of being too self-aware. It's not just about the presentation, it's about every interaction, every moment where you feel exposed. It's that voice in your head, constantly critiquing and second-guessing, turning even the smallest moments into agonizing mental marathons. You replay scenarios over and over, wondering what you could have done differently. It's the feeling of being trapped in your own head, unable to escape the relentless scrutiny of your own thoughts. Every decision, every action is put under a microscope. This isn't just about occasional nerves. It's a pervasive feeling that follows you everywhere, in every setting. For some, it's a constant state of being. The anxiety doesn't just come and go, it lingers, affecting every aspect of their lives. They overanalyze everything they say and do, constantly worried about how they're perceived. Every interaction becomes a potential minefield. They replay conversations in their heads, dissecting every word and inflection. What did I say wrong? Did they notice my mistake? The questions are endless. The world becomes a stage, and they're perpetually under the spotlight, terrified of making a mistake. Every day feels like a performance, and the fear of judgment never truly goes away. Self-awareness is often touted as a key to personal growth, and it is. It serves as a mirror, reflecting our true selves back at us, allowing us to see who we are and who we can become. Understanding our strengths and weaknesses helps us learn and evolve. It provides a roadmap for personal development, guiding us to improve our skills and overcome our limitations. It allows us to build meaningful relationships and navigate the world with empathy. By understanding ourselves, we can better understand others, fostering deeper connections and more harmonious interactions. But like any powerful tool, self-awareness can be misused. It's a double-edged sword that requires careful handling. Too much, and we become our own worst enemies. We can spiral into overthinking, becoming trapped in a cycle of self-criticism and doubt. Imagine a magnifying glass held over a flower. It can be a tool of discovery, revealing the hidden beauty and complexity of nature. Used gently, it reveals intricate details, the delicate veins in the petals, the subtle shimmer of pollen. It enhances our appreciation of the world around us. But focus the sun's rays too intensely, and the flower burns. The same tool that can illuminate can also destroy. Similarly, excessive self-focus can distort our perceptions. We lose sight of the bigger picture, becoming fixated on minor imperfections. We obsess over flaws, magnify insecurities, and become paralyzed by the fear of judgment. In the end, the key is balance, using self-awareness to grow without letting it consume us. Why do some people struggle with this relentless self-scrutiny? It's a question that many of us have pondered at some point in our lives. It's often a complex mix of factors, both internal and external, that contribute to this ongoing battle within our minds. Early experiences, particularly those that involved criticism or conditional love, can lay the groundwork. These moments, though they may seem insignificant at the time, can leave lasting imprints on our psyche. We internalize these messages, carrying them into adulthood as harsh inner voices. These voices often echo the criticisms we heard as children, making it difficult to break free from their grip. Genetics can also play a role. Our genetic makeup can predispose us to certain traits, including how we process and respond to criticism. Some individuals are simply wired with a more sensitive temperament, more attuned to internal sensations and external cues. This heightened sensitivity can make everyday experiences feel overwhelming. This sensitivity, while a source of empathy and depth, can also make them more prone to anxiety and overthinking. The good news? There are ways to manage and even harness this sensitivity for personal growth. While we can't change our past or our genetics, we can learn to manage our thoughts and emotions. Techniques like mindfulness, therapy, and self-help strategies can be incredibly effective. We can choose to challenge those negative self-beliefs and cultivate a more compassionate inner voice. By doing so, we can transform our inner critic into a source of strength and resilience. The consequences of excessive self-awareness can be far-reaching. Overthinking can lead to procrastination and missed opportunities. We become so consumed by analyzing every possible outcome that we fail to take action. The fear of making the wrong choice paralyzes us, and we end up standing still while life passes us by. This analysis paralysis extends to our relationships as well. We overthink every interaction, searching for hidden meanings and potential rejections. We censor ourselves, afraid to be vulnerable or express our true feelings. This fear of judgment creates distance, preventing us from experiencing the joy of genuine connection. Remember that presentation we talked about, the one where your mind raced with self-doubt? That's overthinking in action. It's that nagging voice telling you you're not good enough, not smart enough, not funny enough. It makes you question everything you say and do, wondering if you're coming across the right way. This constant second-guessing is exhausting. It drains our energy and prevents us from being fully present in our interactions. We miss out on the simple joys of conversation, the easy banter, the shared laughter, because we're so busy analyzing every word and gesture. Love, in all its messy glory, can be a breeding ground for overthinking. We analyze texts, dissect dates, and obsess over every little sign. Are they interested? Are we moving too fast? Are they the one? We torture ourselves with questions that have no easy answers. This overthinking can sabotage relationships before they even begin. We build walls of self-protection, afraid to let anyone in for fear of being hurt. We push away potential partners with our need for constant reassurance, our inability to trust and be vulnerable. At its core, much of this overthinking stems from a deep-seated fear of failure. We're afraid of making mistakes, of being judged, of not measuring up. This fear is often rooted in perfectionism, the belief that we need to be flawless to be worthy of love and acceptance. But here's the thing, perfection is an illusion. It's a moving target, always just out of reach, and striving for it only keeps us trapped in a cycle of self-doubt and inadequacy. It's time to embrace our imperfections, to accept that we're all a work in progress, perfectly imperfect in our own unique ways. Section 8. The myth of perfection. We live in a culture that often glorifies perfection. We're bombarded with images of airbrushed models, curated social media feeds, and seemingly effortless success stories. It's easy to fall into the trap of comparison, to feel like we're not good enough, thin enough, successful enough. But these images are often carefully constructed facades, designed to sell us an idea, a product, a lifestyle. They don't reflect the messy, imperfect reality of being human. It's time to redefine success on our own terms, to embrace our individuality, and to celebrate our perfectly imperfect journeys. Section 9. Breaking free from the overthinking cycle. So how do we break free from the clutches of overthinking? It takes time and effort, but it's possible. The first step is awareness. Recognize when you're spiraling into negative self-talk. Pay attention to the physical sensations of anxiety, the racing heart, the tight chest, the shallow breath. Once you're aware of the thought patterns, you can start to challenge them. Ask yourself, is this thought helpful? Is it based in reality? What's the evidence for and against this belief? Often, you'll find that your fears are unfounded, your anxieties exaggerated. Section 10. Cultivating Self-Compassion. One of the most powerful antidotes to overthinking is self-compassion. Treat yourself with the same kindness and understanding you would offer a dear friend. Acknowledge your struggles without judgment. Remind yourself that you're doing the best you can with the tools you have. Practice self-care. Engage in activities that nourish your mind, body, and soul. Spend time in nature, listen to music, connect with loved ones. When you prioritize your well-being, you create a buffer against stress and anxiety, making it easier to manage overthinking. Section 11. Finding freedom in the present moment. Ultimately, the key to escaping the overthinking trap lies in learning to be present. When we're consumed by worries about the past or anxieties about the future, we miss out on the beauty and fullness of the present moment. Engage your senses. Notice the sights, sounds, smells, and sensations around you. Focus on your breath. Practice gratitude. By anchoring ourselves in the present, we quiet the relentless chatter of the mind and create space for peace and clarity. We learn to let go of the need to control every outcome and embrace the unknown with courage and curiosity.